So I've written a piece about suicide, and the idea for writing about this was threefold. The recent celebrity suicides, my own despair, and a gift shop refrigerator magnet. This is a guidebook for postponing suicide entitled To Be or Not. The entire theme, as you will hear, has to do with postponements. Clever, creative postponements. And you and all of us are already great at postponing, right? You're good at postponing every fucking other thing. Paperwork, venturing into the basement to finally clear it and actually check to see if there is mold, overcoming it. You have postponed putting all the CDs you love best back into their sleeves. That Dixie Chicks CD that you absolutely adore is still sliding around on the passenger seat of your car, rubbing against the sunglasses, the phone, and the ancient empty salad container. You have devised elaborate ceremonies of postponement. Now is the time when you feel like you're standing, as they say in city subways, too close to the platform edge. This is the time for postponement. So, my first tip in this guidebook is if you're going to kill yourself, select musical accompaniment. There are certain songs I want to recommend, so you can pull out your phones or a piece of paper if that's still not extinct yet, to note that there are a couple of songs that I realized that, at least for me, if I was listening to these songs, it would be impossible for me to kill myself while hearing them. So you have at least 5 to 20 minutes based on whether it's a normal song or a Bob Dylan song to continue living. The two songs I particularly find irresistible and enlivening are, one is by Lucinda Williams, and it's called When I Look at the World. And the other one is by the Dixie Chicks, and it's called I Can Love You Better. So select some music, because it's a very important thing to make this a ceremony if you're actually going through with it. And by the way, I don't mean to ridicule despair in this talk. I don't mean to ridicule anyone else's despair except my own. The refrigerator magnet inspiration was a slogan in a gift shop in a rehab I used to work in as an actual therapist. And the slogan on the refrigerator magnet said, "Let's put the fun back in dysfunctional." So this is what I'm striving for this evening. Okay, so if you really do want to stay alive at least one more day, make sure the lighting in your bathroom is really flattering, especially if you're female and over 50. Because if you catch yourself in a patch of bad lighting while you're brushing your teeth and you're somehow wearing your glasses unwisely, very dangerous. Same thing with shaving. Second, make sure you do not hang out with a friend who will tell you that you do look fat in that dress. 3, lie down somewhere and pretend to be dead. Pretend. What would your feet be doing? Would their toes be flopping slightly outward because your ankles are so totally relaxed? Would your hands be relaxed? Does the center of each palm feel soft? How about your jaw, your tongue, your perfectionistic lips? Are your lips relaxed? Of course they are. Next, this is a real important one. You have to dress for the occasion. Whoever finds you will be horrified enough. Whoever finds your corpse will be horrified enough. Wear something that you picked out, at least. Doesn't have to be stylish, doesn't even have to be clean. It can be sweatpants, but make some effort to put on something else. Now, have you thought of how your parents will feel? Of course you have, if they're alive. You know they'll take it personally and think it was their fault. But fuck your parents. They'll get divorced, and in each of their separate grief recovery groups, they will meet the true loves of their lives. However, what about your dog, Ralph? He will die of loneliness without you. And, you know, what about the parakeet honey bunch that only speaks to you? I know you don't do a lot of cuddling with her, but I think she might also expire from loneliness. And while we're on the loneliness topic, don't you realize that you're not alone in the loneliness? In Britain, there is now a minister of loneliness. Google, if you don't believe me. Finally, and here's the really, really important ending. Write your own suicide note, of course, but make it funny. So here's an example of the one I wrote in order to demonstrate a little EG in this piece. Here's mine. I wake from a dream, and this is a true dream I actually had. And in the dream, I've grown my hair longer. And it's even more fabulous than this. It's fabulous. That was my dream, that I looked fabulous. In this note, I go on to say that Martin Luther King, now he had a dream. That was a dream worth having.